Dayanim, Rabbanim, Rebbitzins, our guest of honor, former Prime Minister Theresa May and Mr. Philip May, Your Grace, the Bishop of London and other distinguished faith leaders, the President of the United Synagogue, President of Board of Deputies, Chairman of St. John's Wood Synagogue, my lords, members of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is an exceptionally sad time for Britain, for the Commonwealth, and for the world. As we mourn the loss of our most gracious and extraordinary Queen Elizabeth II, we extend our sincere and heartfelt condolences to King Charles III and the entire royal family. I recall the moment so vividly when I stood on this pulpit 9 months ago at this very time of the year to address the community at the service of my installation. And King Charles was sitting in the box right in front of me. He had broken off his summer holidays in Scotland to fly down to London, specially for this occasion, in order to extend to us his blessings and very best wishes. And today, we, the Jewish community of Great Britain and the Commonwealth, extend to our King our blessings and best wishes for a long, fulfilling, productive, successful, and glorious reign. When Moses sent 12 spies into the promised land to determine whether it was suitable for us to enter, one of the tasks that he posed to them was, Hayesh ba'etz im ayin. Find out, he said, whether in the land there is or is not a tree. A most remarkable question. He had already asked them about the topography of the land, about the harvest, about the yield. What did he mean when he said, find out, Hayesh ba'etz, is there a tree in that land or not? Our sages explain that Moses was here referring to a person. Just as you can have a tree head and shoulders above all other forms of growth, which provides the most wonderful fruit for one and all, so too it is possible in a country to have an outstanding leader, head and shoulders above all others, who is loved and admired and revered by every single person. Find out if there is such a leader in Canaan, Moses said to the spies. This evening, we pay tribute to the memory of such a leader. In stature, Queen Elizabeth II was head and shoulders above all other world leaders. And we are so immensely proud of the fact that our Queen, our monarch, was such a remarkable role model for all of humankind. On Rosh Hashanah, our New Year, in our prayers to the Almighty, we shall divide our primary prayer into 3 sections, which we call Malchiot, Zichronot, and Shofarot. In Malchiot, we will pay our respects to our King, the King of Kings, Almighty God. In Zichronot, we will recall how God himself remembers absolutely everything at the time when he sits on his throne to judge us. And in Shofarot, recalling the manner in which we blow the ram's horn on the New Year's Day, we will receive a clarion call to engage in change for the better. Let us recall the extraordinary life of Her Majesty the Queen through the prism of these 3 categories. The most obvious one, of course, is Malchiot. But the queen did not only wear the crown of royalty, she wore another crown as well. This Shabbat, in the Ethics of the Fathers, we will read the teaching of our sages that there are three kinds of crowns: the crown of royalty, the crown of priesthood, and the crown of Torah. But there is a fourth crown. It is the Keter Shem Tov, the crown of a good name, which supersedes all. And that's because the first three crowns are all hereditary. Royalty, the priesthood, our Torah, automatically passing from one to the other, from generation to generation, but not so, however, the crown of a good name. It's non-transferable. It's something that you have to earn and deserve for yourself. And the reason why there is such depth of anguish and sorrow for Her Majesty the Queen at this moment throughout the world is not so much because of her impressive titles and the fact that she wore the crown of royalty. It's more because she wore the crown of a good name. And therefore, like her, we too should earn for ourselves that crown of a good name. In the second category of our prayers, Zichronot, we can recognize how the Queen had an extraordinary memory. And indeed, right now, so many people are sharing their memories of the Queen. So many amazing tributes being paid to her. And if I would try to encapsulate all within one single statement, it would be, we remember the Queen as somebody who utilized every precious moment of every day for the sake of the people she was serving. When somebody passes away and we come to bring comfort and solace to the family, it is our English custom to say, Chayim Aruchim, we wish you long life. It's taken from our Rosh Chodesh benching, the prayer for the incoming new month. But it's not actually the very best sentiment to express, because the mourners are not thinking about themselves, their own lives. They're thinking about the one who has passed away. And particularly when the one who has passed away has not enjoyed the longest of life, it's perhaps even out of place to say, so there is actually a better sentiment to express. This is to say, Arichut Yamim. May you have length of days. With those fond and special memories of the departed in mind, may you now utilize every precious moment of every day constructively. Queen Elizabeth was blessed to have both Chayim Aruchim and also Arichut Yamim. And through the 96 years of her life, she indeed squeezed out every possible opportunity from every single day for constructive and wonderful purposes. We recall from the book of Genesis how when our patriarch Jacob appeared before King Pharaoh of Egypt, Pharaoh said to him, Kama yamei shnei chayecha, how many are the days of the years of your life? Pharaoh saw in Jacob somebody who was not X years old, but rather X number of days old. And so in the Psalms we say, Limnot yameinu kein hoda v'navi levav chokmah. Please God, help us to number our days so that we should be wise-hearted. What a wonderful term wise-hearted is. We know lots of people who are exceptionally clever, but not the kindest people. And then you get some people who are exceptionally kind, but they can be sometimes a bit foolish. We fuse the two together. The ultimate midah, the ultimate trait is to be wise-hearted. That's exactly what Queen Elizabeth II was. An exceptionally brilliant mind combined with a heart of gold. And as a wise-hearted person, she numbered her days to make the most of every single precious moment of life. And then in the third phase of our prayers, we engage in shofarot, a clarion call for change. Recently, we've been reading in our Torah portions about the concept of Ir Miklat, a city of refuge. If a person was guilty of homicide, And he needed to flee in order to be protected from members of the family of the victim who wanted to seek vengeance. 6 cities of refuge were provided. And then the Torah tells us that that person must stay in the city of refuge until the death of the Kohen Gadol, the high priest. What has the high priest got to do with this situation? And furthermore, so the high priest will die, this person will come out of the city of refuge, and the mourning family will then target him. Surely he won't be safe. It doesn't make sense. Maimonides, in his Guide to the Perplexed, gives a beautiful answer. He explains that each and every high priest saw it as his task to walk in the footsteps of their ancestor Aaron, the high priest, who was well known for being Ohev Shalom v'Rodev Shalom. He loved peace and he pursued peace. Ohev et habriot, he loved every single person, u'makarvam laTorah, and he brought them close to a virtuous life. When a high priest died, because he loved everybody, everybody loved him. And as a result, there was a spirit of unity within the country. People were forgiving of others. People enjoyed a most wonderful spirit of harmony and togetherness. That is exactly the spirit that we are experiencing within the UK and well beyond at this time. The Queen loved all of us, and all of us have loved her. And as a result, the world is united in our grief for this most extraordinary person. The legacy of the Queen demands of us that in the first instance, we should now, in our own right, every single one of us, strive to wear the Keter Shem Tov, to deserve and earn the wearing of the crown of a good name for ourselves. Secondly, her legacy demands of us that while we cannot have any power over how many years we will live for in this world, we nonetheless can be in control of what we do on every single day of our lives. And we should walk in her footsteps to make the most of every single second for the sake of serving others. And thirdly, and most significantly, her legacy calls upon us to improve the environment and the atmosphere within which we are living. On Monday of next week for her funeral, here in London, within one single space you will have world leaders coming together, Ke'ish echad, belev echad, like one person, with one united heart, bonded together through the love and respect we share for the departed monarch. We should not lose sight of the aspirations of our prophets, of the words of Micah, who charged us to guarantee that the day would come when people will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. A time when nation will not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. The ultimate tribute that we can pay to the memory of our Queen is through contributing towards a better world, a more peaceful world, a more harmonious world. And may Almighty God bless us indeed, that through her legacy and its impact upon us, that's exactly what we will achieve. May Almighty God bless the soul of Queen Elizabeth II in the celestial spheres above, under his protective wings in paradise. Utehi Baruch. May the memory of our most wonderful Queen be for an eternal blessing. V'chein yiratzon v'nomar. Amen.